Chevron shares moving lower in reaction to the company's quarterly results. Always surprised me because you knew what was going to happen. Decline in part to a sharp drop in oil prices. No kidding. Mike Wirth, Chevron Chair and CEO, joins us now. First on CNBC. Mike, it's great to have you as always.
Hey, good morning, Jim, and congratulations on a big milestone earlier this week.
You're very kind, Mike. Mike's a close follower and really appreciate that. It does mean a lot to me, so thank you. All right, so Mike, price of oil, really hard for you to just crush the numbers, obviously, when oil goes down. President taking credit for oil going down. At the same time, what I'm just trying to figure out is how do you have a mutually conflicted goal of drill, baby, drill, at the same time want lower prices? I mean, in the end, aren't you stuck with lower prices because of both his philosophy and the possibility of world trade slowing?
Well, oil prices are really set in a global market, and they're forward-looking. What we've encountered here over the last several weeks is an expectation, and that's really more a forward view than it is something we're seeing in the data today, that the global economy may slow, which would slow the rate of demand growth, and some news out of OPEC Plus that they intend to bring production back into the market at a rate that's higher than people had previously anticipated. And so the two of those things combined say potentially less demand in the foreseeable future, potentially more supply, and I think the market reflects that. But if you step back to your comments about the administration, look, this is an administration that recognizes the importance of American energy abundance. That underpins prosperity and security. It underpins our ability to grow AI more rapidly. And our company delivered record U.S. production in 2024. It'll grow again by 100,000 barrels in 2025. Two-thirds of our capital is going into the United States. In the Gulf of America, we're growing production over 50% over just the next 2 years. And we're on track to deliver 1 million barrels a day in the Permian. So the American energy story is strong, and markets will do what markets do. We're prepared to see our way through that and make investment decisions for the long term.
Let me give you one of the Achilles heels of what I think is your thesis. Absolutely right about everything when it comes to crude. But what the heck is going to happen to refining in this country, Mike? You got 2 more scheduled to close. You've been very vocal about refining, and I'm concerned that we're not going to have enough refining capacity.
We haven't had a new refinery built in this country in several decades. And what we've seen are refineries closing down. And that does constrain our ability to meet demand. We have historically been not only a large producer of refined products in the U.S., but a large exporter to regional markets and, in fact, world markets. And so the rationalization of the refining system, and certainly in the state of California, which is what you're referencing, is a very real fact, and I think it's something to pay attention to.
All right. I also wanted to get something from you. Maybe I'm not trying to break any news here, but I keep hearing that the rush to be able to deplete the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, that there were 2 parts of the reserve that were actually damaged by Biden's people trying to get it out that fast, and it's going to be as easy to refill as people think.
The reserve was drawn down very rapidly, and it's at the lowest inventory levels it's been at since the 1980s. And when you draw it down, these are underground caverns in large salt layers. And there have been reports of some damage to a couple of these caverns. And the reality is that will constrain the rate at which the reserve can be refilled. I think the Secretary of Energy, who's responsible for these decisions, intends to refill the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, but I think it will occur at a rate much slower than we saw it drawn down. And I think it'll take years for us to get back to the levels that we were at just a couple of years ago.